Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon and welcome back to Vox Adventures Round Up Run Easter event special. Yes sir, the Easter event is here, same as last year, so let's go hunting for eggs. And if we're lucky, Easter bunnies. Now just in case if it's day when we get to the wilderness, I've got some weeding material pulled up. I'm being prepared this time. And also, I'm on the hunt for for a new editing program, so if anyone has a good suggestion, please tell me. Okay, keep your eyes peeled for suspicious flowers and grass. You know I don't mean the kind you smoke. Yeah, obvious joke. Well, what was that? I thought I saw a sheep or something. Keep your eyes peeled. Fuck you, telephone. We're considering getting rid of the landline, which would force me to keep my cell phone on at all times, and honestly, there's something good about letting go of the landline. I would be facing that incessant ringing when I record. Aha! Suspicious. I didn't find anything. The search continues. This recording does not end until I get something. And it will probably go on after that. Because I've got another hour and 12 minutes for recording, so either I end up finding some stuff, early, or I don't. But the important thing is that you're here for every minute of it. Nothing's cut. Everything is uncut. I need blood. The blood is the life. Let's see here. Okay, now let's be careful here. Don't want to use up the Totem of Undying. Oh wait, that's me. Okay, down we go. Careful. Try not to activate the Totem of Undying. Because even though I'm a vampire and don't take fall damage, that's yes, well that's well, there's something unfortunate in that even if I do fall a long way and I have a Totem of Undying on me, the totem will activate and, well, that's good. Actually, what's the time? 5:28 a.m. We're going to be pulling up some reading material soon. If we can make this last a bit longer by staying within a heavily shaded area, or if it starts raining, which would be good. Yeah, I could use a little bit of rain right about now. Well, this seems to be our spot surfboard now, so, right. Reading material. Remembering from where, continuing from where we left off. There we go, window capture. Let's make that a bit bigger. Hearth and home. The great Egyptian god Horus could be a hawk who guarded the pharaoh, or a young boy who protected families from crocodiles and scorpions. Greek gods like Demeter watched over mothers, and to the Romans, the spirits that protected the family were the most important gods of all. Family shrine. A Roman home had a shrine called a lararium. Let's try that again. A Roman home had a shrine called a lararium, where each morning the family made offerings and said prayers. No ceremony, not even those at the magnificent public temples, was more important than this daily rite. Okay, we're headed now. We are off to the Persian Empire. In just a moment, I want to 8:34 a.m. We've got plenty of time. You wanna get a monkey off of your back? The Persian Empire. Cyrus, Cambyses, Darius, Xerxes. In the mysterious East, these men created a great empire larger than any the world had ever seen. For 200 years, no one could resist the Persians. Egypt, Babylon, and Greek city-states all fell before the mighty Persian Empire. Let's run that again. Egypt, Babylon, and Greek city-states all fell before the mighty Persian army. Equipped with rows of archers and swift cavalry, Persian forces seemed unstoppable, but suddenly the Persian Empire crumbled. Within just 4 years, the Persians themselves were conquered by one of the most daring generals of all time, Alexander the Great. The Great Empire. The Persians began as a small tribe living in the southwestern part of what is now Iran. Then, in 549 BC, Cyrus II became king of the Persians and began to build an empire. By 519 BC, he had conquered the neighboring Medes and Lydians, defeated Babylon, and added all of Mesopotamia to his kingdom. The kings who followed Cyrus extended Persian control to Egypt and the banks of the Indus River. A new capital. In about 520 BC, King Darius I ordered the construction of a grand new palace in the city of Persepolis. The palace had huge halls for receiving foreign leaders, a barracks for soldiers, and rooms full of treasure captured in foreign lands. Persian leaders. Like the people of other empires, the Persians called all their rulers great kings, but Cyrus II deserved the title more than most. He was an able and merciful ruler who allowed conquered people to practice their old customs. His stone tombstone stands just north of the site of Persepolis. A great reformer. Under Darius I, the Persians conquered large sections of northern India. But Darius is most famous for building roads, creating a postal system, and reforming laws and taxes. In fact, when Herodotus described the Persian... Let's try that again. In fact, when Herodotus described the Persian messenger system, he wrote, "Neither storm nor sleet nor black of night shall stop them from their appointed rounds." Words that inspired the motto of the United States Postal Service. Persepolis. Its name means City of the Persians, and at one time Persepolis was a glorious sight. Where crumbling mud bricks now lie in piles, a huge hall once stood, able to hold 10,000 visitors who came to pay their respects to Persian kings. Painted columns shining with gold and jewels had... Let's run it again. Persian columns shining with gold and jewels held up the massive roof. Outside, enormous ringed bones with human faces guarded the entrance to the royal palace. Well, if that doesn't give anyone ideas for something to build on Diamond, well... I'm sure I'm going to be the cause of it. Royal Bodyguard. This relief of a Persian archer decorated one of the stone staircases of the audience hall. The great king's army was called the 10,000 Immortals, because if one man died, he was immediately replaced so that the total number of troops always stayed the same. 3:42 p.m. Maybe after one more we'll be back to our Easter egg hunting. Alexander the Great. As a boy, Alexander had vowed to avenge Persian attacks on Greece. When he took over his father's kingdom, Alexander began his conquest. He captured Egypt to cut off Persian supply routes on the Mediterranean coast, and then he marched east. He first met and defeated the Persians at the Granicus River in 334 BC, but he had to win 2 more decisive battles before King Darius III was assassinated by his own men, leaving the Persian Empire to Alexander. A new world. Alexander's conquests created a new empire, the largest the world had ever seen and the greatest conquest ever achieved by one man. Yeah, okay, just one more. Yeah, how about that? We're able to finish, we'll be able to finish the Persian Empire in one night. Round Vox Diamond Endgame night. The Persian Army. Although the Persian army was famous for its horsemen, most Persian soldiers fought on foot. They shot swarms of arrows from behind barriers they made by wedging their shields into the ground. Archers also rode in war chariots, even on camels or elephants. Some war chariots had blades on their wheels to cut down enemy soldiers. Most of the time, Persians didn't even meet their enemies face to face, because few armies could charge through the deadly curtain of Persian arrows. Stunning defeat. The Persian tactics didn't work at the Battle of Marathon, however. Greek soldiers surprised the Persians by running beneath the hail of arrows. When the Persians attacked the middle of the Greek lines, the Greeks closed around them like a fist. More than 6,000 Persians died, but the Greeks lost only 192 men. And that is it for reading. We continue on our hunt for Easter eggs. Let's just go over it. Plenty of vegetation around. We should find something. Hopefully. Aha! Yes! Which one is it? Hold on. We already found one. Let's keep looking. Yeah, I'm gonna be missing it, so since that's after, that'll be after I'm recording. Holy shit. Landing on the creeper, of course. Well, I almost did. Let's, not go through the tree. Because I want to save my, inventory space up. Yeah, I'll be above water, I'm good. Good. Oh yeah, I think this is, high enough. Yes, sir, this is definitely not high enough. Higher, higher, or I'll be walking into a hill. Oh God, no, no, higher, definitely higher. Uh-huh. Steer clear of the witches. Those bitches don't fall under the truce between vampires and monsters. Forget it. Yeah, that happens, so just continue on our way down so I don't waste my totem of undying. No. Aha! Right. Keep searching. Thanks from the bridge, and there's something terribly familiar about this place. Was I here in a for a previous Easter video? Who can tell? Come on, let's keep searching. Go across the bridge. Aha! sparkling flower. Keep an eye out for these. Yes. It's gotta be that one. Let's get rid of this. Aha! What have we over here? Damn. Yes! Onward, Bucephalus! Onward! No! Damn. Damn. Oh no. Yes, I'm back to our reading. Let's see here. Finish the Persian Empire, what's... Oh hey, restoring Egypt. Adorning the body. What could an Egyptian man give his wife on her birthday? Perhaps some powder for eye paint, or an elegant cosmetic spoon for mixing makeup. Maybe a beautiful new dress to wear at a festival. For such lovers of beauty as the Egyptians, these were cherished gifts. In fact, people even took cosmetics with them to the grave. Archaeologists often find makeup, hairbrushes, mirrors, perfume, and even beautiful clothing in Egyptian tombs. Oh, we've got plenty of time. Dare I risk it? Yeah, found an Easter egg. Back into the shade I go. Body paint. The Narmer palette shows the victory of the king of southern Egypt over the ruler of the Nile Delta in the north. But this large slate tablet wasn't just a history lesson. It has a circle in the middle that was probably used to grind colored minerals. Some experts think that the powder was used for eye paint and other makeup. Eye paint. Beautiful pots made of faience and rare stone held eye paint. Both men and women wore this kind of makeup, perhaps to help cut the glare of the sun. Okay, let's fix this. Cosmetics. The Egyptians were just as serious about their appearances as any modern fashion model. They made all kinds of cosmetics from ground-up materials. Read this one again. They made up all kinds of cosmetics from ground-up minerals. Red iron oxide, black galena, and greenish-blue malachite. The powder was mixed with water to make a smooth paste, and was applied with either the fingers or delicate implements. Makeup was just for women. Wait, let's do that again. Makeup wasn't just for women. Men wore cosmetics and fine jewelry too. Cosmetics for a king. King Tutankhamun was buried with all the things he needed. Let's try that again. King Tutankhamun was buried with all the things he'd need in the afterlife. This alabaster jar from his tomb contained soothing skin ointment that provided relief from the desert heat. A thing of beauty. People mixed eyeliner and rouge in a cosmetic spoon. This spoon was made in the shape of a girl swimming behind a duck. The duck's rings opened to reveal the mixing compartment. Hair care. Most Egyptians kept their hair short, but when they dressed up, both men and women wore fancy wigs. They used wooden or ivory combs and hairpins to keep their hair neat and in place. Most paintings show Egyptians with straight hair, but styles did change. Some mummies had hair that had been carefully curled. Pretty pomades. The little cones on these women's heads look like hats, but they're really lumps of perfumed animal fat. The fat slowly melted, releasing the fragrance. Can you imagine the gooey mess it must have made? All dressed up. Fashions didn't change a lot in ancient Egypt, but that doesn't mean the people lacked style. When they dressed up, women wore long, tight dresses of pleated linen. Men preferred short skirts. Wealthy women like Nefertari made sure the paintings in their tombs always showed them in their finest clothing. Let's try that again. Wealthy women like Nefertari made sure the paintings in their tombs always showed them in their finest clothes. Movie star. Cleopatra probably would have liked the way... let's try that again. Cleopatra probably would have liked the way the actress Elizabeth Taylor was made up when she played the last queen of the Nile. A lot of modern women did, for when the movie Cleopatra appeared in 1963, they started wearing eyeliner just like Elizabeth Taylor's. You know, I've actually never seen that movie. Okay. It's fixedness, so it's not quite so big. Hold that thought. It's raining, and that means we can continue on our way. Blood is the life. It's all up to chance. Either you find something or you don't. Huh, nice view. Hello? What have we here? Where the hell is it? Oh, for God's sake, it's inside the mountain or whatever. I'm over water, so I can go as high as I want. Well, I don't have to worry about Latin appearing during a thunderstorm and smiting me. What is that? That's not a temple. Is someone actually building a house underwater? Right, bat form. So we can continue our way across the wide open ocean. Land at last. Uh-huh. A suspicious patch of grass. All is not lost. There's more around. Damn. Aha. I'll get something. I'm not gonna take that boat, that would be stealing. Besides, it's not like I have that far to go. Okay, keep going. Thought I saw something. Aha! Yes! Oh, damn. Get rid of this. Suspicious patch of grass. What are you hiding? Nothing, apparently. Well, we keep on searching. The hunt goes ever on. Okay, cross the river. Now let's see what... Aha! Must be a repeat. Oh, God. Let's see. Bit of a swim never hurt anyone. I don't like to use carpet when I don't have a phone, when I'm not at phone mana. Jeez, how long has it been raining for? Well, isn't that an interesting sight? A floating nether portal. Actually, not when I see it all the time. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Hello? We've hit land already. More than land. It looks like we've might have hit a mountain or something. Middle of nowhere. Well, that doesn't work. Let's see here. Alright, we're at the top. We're in the middle of nowhere. Nice place. What time is it? Oh, jeez. I gotta find shelter. So, yeah, nice place. Let's get back to our reading. As soon as I figure this out. There we go. After the pharaohs. Once the richest and most powerful nation in the ancient world, Egypt's strength slowly faded. Conquered by the Persians in 525 BC, the land of the pharaohs was for the next 1,000 years the territory of foreign empires. After the Persians came the Greeks, and then the Romans. But even those great empires could not completely replace the traditions of the ancient Egyptians. Like the pyramids and ancient temples, the spirit of the pharaohs endured long after the conquerors had withdrawn. Cleopatra. Cleopatra is the most famous woman in Egypt's long history, thanks to plays and movies. But she was really Greek, not Egyptian. Her tragic story has more to do with the schemes of Roman generals than with ruling the land of the Nile. She had a son with Julius Caesar, and then later married Mark Antony, one of Caesar's generals. Ignore that ringing in the background. When Antony lost a battle for control of the Roman Empire, Cleopatra knew she had also lost the throne of Egypt. To avoid capture by the Roman army, she committed suicide. Julius Caesar. Before he took over the government in Rome, Julius Caesar went to Egypt, where he lived with Cleopatra for 2 years. Let's try and make this fit. Alexander and Alexandria. Alexander the Great took control of Egypt in 332 BC, as part of a plan to defeat the Persian army. He designed a new capital city and ordered the construction of a magnificent lighthouse called the Pharos. But 10 years later, Alexander suddenly got sick and died in Babylon. Then a Greek general named Ptolemy took the crown of Egypt. The general and his descendants established the Ptolemaic dynasty that ruled Egypt for the next 300 years. The first lighthouse. The pharaohs of Alexandria rose high above an island in the harbour. The fire at the top burned day and night, guarding ships through the stormy waters. Each day, horse-drawn carts hauled tons of wood up ramps inside the tower to keep the fire burning. Roman rule. Rome claimed Egypt when Cleopatra committed suicide in 30 BC. For the next 600 years, Egypt was Rome's breadbasket, providing the empire with a constant supply of wheat. Emperors also took gold and silver from Egypt's mines, but in a way, Egypt also conquered Rome. The proud Romans, impressed by the monuments, people, and ancient culture of the Nile, imitated many Egyptian customs, even in death. Roman mummies. Wealthy Romans in Egypt had their bodies preserved as mummies. Artists painted the dead person's portrait and attached it to the coffin, just like an... Let's try that again. Artists painted the dead person's portrait and attached it to the coffin, just like an ancient Egyptian mummy mask. The Rosetta Stone. A single piece of stone helped unlock the mystery of the hieroglyphs. In 1799, soldiers in Napoleon's army dug up a stone tablet, now called the Rosetta Stone. The tablet was inscribed with a royal decree in 3 languages: hieroglyphs, Demotic, a more common form of Egyptian writing, and Greek. Scholars knew how to read Greek. By comparing the 3 versions, they began to crack the code of the hieroglyphs. Linguistic locksmith. The brilliant French linguist Jean-François Champollion studied hieroglyphs even as a boy. Using the clues from the Rosetta Stone and his knowledge of other ancient languages, he became the first person to decipher the strange signs and symbols. Okay, that's all for After the Pharaohs. Let's carry on to Animals of the Nile Valley. Whoops. Let's try and get this to fit. There we go. Animals of the Nile Valley. The Nile Valley teemed with hippos, birds, fish, and other animals. Some animals, like the ibis, were sacred symbols of important gods. The Egyptians hunted other creatures, like the ferocious hippo, but sometimes animals were just a source of delight and wonder. Like cartoonists today, the Egyptians poked fun at themselves by drawing animals that acted like people, playing games, making music, and going about the tasks of everyday life. Happy hunting. Roast duck and goose. These made a favorite dinner for many Egyptians. Some people, especially pharaohs and noblemen, hunted the birds for sport. They tossed a throw stick like a boomerang to knock down birds one by one. But to feed his family, a hunter used a net to catch a lot of birds at once. Royal accessory. Most throw sticks were made of wood, but this fragile model was crafted of faience. The pharaoh Akhenaten must have carried it at ceremonies or worn it in his belt like a fine piece of jewelry. A bird in the nest. With just a nest and some leftover bread or seeds, it was easy to catch a flock of birds. Hunters spread the oh, that's a net. Let's try that again. A bird in the net. With just a net and some leftover bread or seeds, it was easy to catch a flock of birds. Hunters spread the... Hold on. I don't think I said that right. With just a net and some leftover bread and seeds, it was easy to catch a flock of birds. Hunters spread the net on the ground and quickly pulled it close when birds land to eat the bait. And that's enough reading for now. Let's continue on our way. Aha! And rating certainly pays off. What? Aha! Son of a bitch. Yeah, definitely enough. Can go as high as I want because I don't have the ground beneath me. You're a master of stating the obvious. See bat form. Yeah, definitely gonna... Ugh! Not low enough. Well, that's something out of my inventory. Hello? A suspicious patch of grass. Well, I don't see just what you honed. There's apparently nothing. Let's see here. There we go. Oh, and here I go. Need blood. Just one more. How about that? I commandeer a boat and I abandon it just as quickly. No, I'm not gonna look. Jump. Let's always keep our eye out. Well, I'll keep my eye out. You can too, but you can't really tell me. This isn't like this is a stream, this is a video. This is a recording. Just keep an eye out. That's the most I can tell you to do. Oh, and this is a pretty good excuse for going on a nature walk. Yeah, look at how much we've seen today. Right, let's pull up some reading material. Wait, that's not. There we go. The Sacred Cat. Well, we ought to have known this was coming eventually. Today, people treat their cats like part of the family. But even the most pampered pussycat would envy the attention cats received in Egypt. As symbols of the goddess Bastet, they were worshipped in life and buried with honor. In fact, when a pet cat died, the entire family shaved their eyebrows to show their grief. Funny mummy. Cat mummies often had funny painted faces. The mummies were put in cat-shaped coffins and sold to people visiting a temple. Worshippers took the cat mummies to the burial ground and dedicated them to Bastet. Animal gods. Every animal, from insects to lions, seemed to be the symbol of one god or another. Betons, or scarabs, reminded Egyptians of Khepri, one form of the sun god. They wore scarabs as rings on necklaces and wrapped them among a mummy's bandages. Even jackals, a kind of wild dog, represented an important god. To honor Anubis, the god of cemeteries and mummy-making, embalmers wore jackal masks as they prepared a mummy for the tomb. Judging the dead. When a person's soul was judged, Anubis weighed the heart against a feather to see if it was heavy with bad deeds or light and free of guilt. Okay, still the server's not back up, so let's keep reading. We're done with animals of the Nile Valley. And now we're heading to the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Holy crap, let's make this fit. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. At the command of Alexander the Great, the Greek rulers of Egypt built the world's first lighthouse in Alexandria. The Egyptian city that still bears Alexander's name today. Called the Pharos, it was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and the word Pharos came to mean lighthouse in Greek. This magnificent tribute to Alexander's achievements towered more than 122 meters above the harbor. It was topped by a brilliant statue of the Greek sun god Helios. Legend says the fire that burned night and day in the tower was visible to ships more than 56 kilometers out to sea. And server's still not back up. Alexander the Great. In just over 10 years, Alexander the Great conquered an empire that stretched about 2,000 kilometers from Greece to India. Right, let's run that again. In just over 10 years, Alexander the Great conquered an empire that stretched about 2,000 kilometers from Greece into India. He led armies that conquered Persia and what are now Turkey and Afghanistan. The Egyptians welcomed him as their new leader because he drove the hated Persians from the land of the Nile. Yet, after conquering most of the great civilizations of the ancient world, Alexander fell ill and died, not in battle but on a sickbed at the age of 33. Long-standing monument. The Greek rulers of Egypt completed the Pharos after Alexander's death. The lighthouse stood for hundreds of years until an earthquake in 796 AD badly damaged the tower. Egypt's Arab rulers personally rebuilt the tower and made it into a mosque. Later, Ottoman rulers used its stones to build a fort that stands in Alexandria's harbour today. And the server's still not back up. A look inside. Visitors in ancient times said the blaze atop the Pharos was a pillar of fire at night and a column of smoke by day. Some experts think huge metal mirrors reflected the light out to sea. Others believe a finely crafted glass or clear stone lens focused the fire's light like a gigantic magnifying glass. Keeping the fire burning required a constant supply of fuel. Horse-drawn carts pulled wood up a series of ramps. Then workers used pulleys to hoist the wood the final distance to the top. Keeping watch. In 300 rooms all around the tower, lookouts kept watch for ships and scientists studied the stars. The lighthouse held every scientific instrument known to ancient scholars. Oh, hey, we're server's back up, so close window capture. And we're back. Oh, hell. Well, I better find a good source of shade. Yeah, here we go. Incredible, I just stopped reading and now this. Wait, that's not it. There we go. A view from the tower. Alexandria was a center of learning, trade, and culture for more than 400 years. At its peak, about 2,000 years ago, the city must have been a marvelous sight from the top of the tower. Across the busy harbour stood the huge library, gardens, and the museum, a center for scholars and scientists. The new wonders of Egypt. The magnificent buildings of Alexandria were built more than 1,500 years after the pharaohs completed their tombs and temples in the Valley of the Kings. Following the classical Greek style that flourished in Athens, Alexandria became a city of buildings with perfect proportions, graceful columns, and elegant statues. Center of commerce. The Greek rulers of Egypt made Alexandria into their capital. With its fine harbor and strategic location, it became the center of the ancient world. Today, it remains Egypt's major seaport. And that is all for today, everyone. I'm Brian Croydragon signing out. Stay Shrey!